Hey everybody, this is Karen Dudek-Brannan, and today I have a confession to make that possibly many doctoral degree holders should be making at some point and probably have thought in their heads at some point in time, and that is that sometimes I hate writing. Now, this is something that nobody really talks about, but it's something that happens all the time. Sometimes I hate it and love it within the same writing session. And this is something that most people don't realize if they are struggling to get started with writing. They've somehow got it in their heads that the people who are really good writers can somehow just sit down and love every minute of it 100% of the time. The thing is that that's just not true. And you'll rarely hear this from any accomplished scholar, but most people hate writing at least some of the time, even if they're really good writers. And anyone who says differently is lying to you and probably themselves a little bit too. What separates the successful scholars and writers from the people who struggle and don't meet their goals from a writing standpoint or that fail to earn their degrees is that the people who are successful learn to fight through the feelings of hate and get to the love. And most importantly, they live through it to see what lies on the other side of that feeling of fear, procrastination, and self-doubt that creeps into our heads when we know that we have to write, but we can't get ourselves to do it. So they sit through the feeling of, but wait, I need to go do this, and insert whatever excuse you have to procrastinate in there. So whether it be, I need to go do the dishes, or I need to fold the laundry, I need to mow the lawn, I need to wait till my kids get older, I need to wait till I'm ready, I need to check my email for the 20th time today, or whatever it is. Or however you distract yourself from avoiding those uncomfortable, difficult tasks. But the truth is that these are all distractions. And if we wait till we feel ready, we'll be waiting forever. What we really need to do is muster up the courage to start. So if this is you, what's keeping you from starting? What excuses are you telling yourself? And if you know you need help to break through that wall in front of you, what's stopping you from getting that help? Is it that starting and committing just seems too painful and overwhelming? Or is it that those busy work items are just taking over our lives? Because what's true is that busy work, those are just places that we hide as we tell ourselves that we're too busy so that we don't have to get to the really important and difficult things. The thing is that anyone who's ever done anything amazing has experienced this painful feeling. And when it comes around, it can follow us for days, months, maybe even years. Yet sadly, some people never get through it, which means they have to go through life settling, wondering what might have been. And that feeling, of course, is what we often refer to as writer's block. Some will say that it's just a myth, that it doesn't exist, that it's just in your head. And maybe it is in your head. This alone makes it as real can get. So you go on day after day, the deadline gets closer and closer, and time gets away from you. And each day that goes by where you don't get anything done, you get further and further away from living a life in line with your mission. So if that sounds familiar to you, I've got good news and bad news. The bad news is that this feeling that you're having, the writer's block, it's not going to leave your life completely ever. If you're embarking on a massive task like a dissertation, you will feel that voice in your head that says, I don't feel like writing right now, every single time you sit down to write. But there's good news. That feeling is actually a good thing. That discomfort, that self-doubt, the anxiety, it happens to anyone who's about to level up their life and do something amazing. It happens to anyone who's ever refused to settle for anything short of their dream. So the answer to your struggles, it's not to get rid of writer's block. It's not to get rid of that temptation to procrastinate, nor is it to get rid of all the self-doubt and discomfort or to run away when you get that feeling. The answer is the opposite. Instead of running away when we're scared or running away when we start to see that inevitable wall right in front of us, the answer is to sit with it and push through it. Because writer's block is not your problem. The problem is what you do when you get it. People who successfully finish their dissertations and then go on to teach, lead, and publish afterwards, they haven't escaped the inevitable feeling of dread that creeps up each time you look at a stack of articles that need to be read or a blank page that begs to be filled with your words. They've simply developed the muscle needed to push through it. But here's the thing about muscles. Sometimes we need a trainer to show us the right exercises to build them. Having the right coach can get us close to our goals, and it can get us there substantially quicker than trying to piece it together on our own. Having the right coach ensures that we stop making excuses and ditch the stories we're telling ourselves that keep us stuck, so we can finally step into our own and build the muscle we need to push through to live the life we want. So if you've been stuck with writer's block and you feel like none of the strategies and exercises have worked, schedule a breakthrough session with me and we'll walk through exactly what's not working and what you'll need to do to get you to graduation. On this free 45-minute session, we'll take a deep dive into your situation and figure out exactly where you're struggling and what you need to do to get to graduation, and we can talk about what to do next. All you need to do to sign up for a session is click the link below the video, and you can go to the scheduling page and you'll just pick the time that works best for you. And then someone on our team will call you at that assigned time.